Sexual marketplace value is decreasing. You got people telling them that 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 that, and because she's a spirit of stragology hovers like a cloud. To where I've been dipped and sanctified in the word to where I can use it in real time exorcism with these demons of masculinity. You must always tell the demon of masculinity the truth. See that forked tongue come out? I am very submissive to the right men. See, that is meant to be a smokescreen the demon uses to cloud your vision. It's meant to make you say, oh, this ain't a demon.
Amen. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's go. We got a quick little show before we, deal with our class of the day. Now, Just Pearl had it out with this woman, and I mean, it's so funny how things like this will just slip past. I mean, we're like programmed. The men are so much more programmed. Like, this shit is crazy. So she can get exposed to say, well, this, that, and the third. You speak about women having abortions, but you don't have no baby. You speak about men doing this, but you don't have no man. This and that. You don't love on a man. And she still gets a pass. Okay, that's one thing. But now this woman they had a good little back and forth. We'll take a listen, but she gets called out in this particular instance.
That by God's grace, we've been given the gift of a mind to think and a will to choose. And I think it is important to speak the truth again and again, especially in a culture like today where there's so many lies being told, so many rationalizations for evil. We got to speak the truth, and it does convict people. There are people still have consciences, even if they're seared. Yeah, and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women. Is women have a tendency.
Here we go. The difference between men and women. Here we go. That nigga, what's good, pimpin'? What I got for that nigga? Let's go.
You're just a flightless bird.
All these German shepherds.
To think that speaking into a microphone is going to do to people.
So Pearl's going to tell you the difference between men and women. Whatever, let's go.
There are people still have consciences, even if they're seared. Yeah, and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women. Is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Women have the tendency to believe that speaking into a microphone has more power than they believe that it does, right? What she's saying from my observation is, I'm not one of those women. I do more than speak into a microphone. I help men. I have a man. I nurture a man. I procreate with a man. That's what I would believe that person is saying.
It says even if they're seared. Yeah, and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women. Is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Well, why do you speak into a microphone?
I report the news.
Why do you do your podcast project? What is your goal? If you think it's meaningless,
to be accurate.
There we go, guys. There's the smoke. If you believe that talking into a microphone is useless, why the hell do you do it? She said, I report the news. There you have it, guys. But like I say, men will let that pass by. How is she helping you, brothers? Because you men are so programmed that you just sit there and watch her report the news. Whatever, man. Let's go. That woman clapped back.
Grammarly is an AI writing partner that works seamlessly with your everyday apps and helps professionals write better and faster so they can get all of their work.
The difference between men and women, men do not want to believe a lie and women do. Well, Pearl just told you she believes the lie. She reports the news, but she speaks to men. Men watch her, so men watch her report the news. That's what she's saying. Okay, she's not some relationship guru. She don't really like men. She don't have to have a man. She don't have to bear children to show men that she's official. She reports the news and men like it. And that's why this, the community and the society's fucked up.
I think a lot of I don't really see nagging women into stopping aborting their kids as being effective. I hope so, but yeah.
So I think maybe where you and I disagree is I think that people do have the power to choose to do the good, including the women that you have such a negative view of. I think people have the power to choose to do good. And I think we need to urge them to do it. We need to celebrate them when they do it.
A third of women are murderers.
Keep it up.
A third.
And this is for both women and men, by the way. And so, I do think that by God's grace, we've been given the gift of a mind to think and a will to choose. And I think it is important to speak the truth again and again, especially in a culture like today where there's so many lies being told, so many rationalizations for evil. We got to speak the truth. And it does convict people. There are people still have consciences, even if they're seared.
Yeah,
and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women, is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Well, why do you speak into a microphone?
Men, I report the news.
Why do you do your podcast
more than I believe it does?
Well, why do you speak into a microphone?
I report the news.
Why do you do your podcast project? What is your goal? If you think it's meaningless,
to be accurate. And so I think it's inaccurate. I think it's.
There you have it. I mean, what more do you need to hear, man? I mean, because we can't do nothing about it. It's just out there. And it just goes to show how our men are programmed. They subscribe to this woman. They do everything. They're learning nothing. Men are fucking only fan watchers.
Truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women, is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Did you just hear that? I don't know. I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, hold on, because they was talking about baby deletion and stuff like that, and I'm sitting there, and then this part of the conversation came up. I'm like, well, hold on. What is her purpose even doing this? This is all a fucking fun game.
It says even if they're seared, and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women, is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is.
And you know what, that nigga? Hey, it's some big news going on with Tyler Perry, right? It's some big news going on with Tyler Perry. And I sat there and said to myself, that's the reason why I won't make it in this shit. I have no use to cover gay shit like that. I have no use for it. It doesn't, it's funny, but I could find something else funny, man. Like I said, damn, so everybody's covering Tyler Perry right now. That would be the right thing to do, right? Well, I can't do it. I don't want to cover no gay shit. Fuck I want to do that for? Now, Diddy is more bisexual or whatever. There's women involved and he's trying to hide the fact and all this other shit. But Tyler Perry's a known gay person dealing with gay. I can't cover it. It's nothing that I'm not intrigued by that shit. So I can't make it like these other people, B. That shit is fucked up.
Is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Well, why do you speak into a microphone?
I report the news.
Why do you do your podcast project? What is your goal? If you think it's meaningless,
to be accurate. And so I think it's inaccurate. I think it's inaccurate to paint women to even say that women are ever going to stop killing their kids when 1 out of 3 women have done it. I just think that's inaccurate.
Just to be clear, Pearl, it sounds like you're saying people's minds are made up. People have their evil natures. They're going to do what they're going to do. What's the point?
People follow incentives. People follow incentives. That's my point.
If I can just say something here, my question to you is why do you do what you do if you think people's minds are all made up? They're just going to be the way that they are.
Because I always felt like conservatives, similar to you and other conservatives, were inaccurate because they want to be right and they want to push their religion. So
this is what we're doing. I said, man, I almost slapped the shit out of myself. And I was like, you know what? Let me just cover this bullshit real quick. Pearl just said women sit up at a mic thinking this what's up. No, I'm not trying to do anything to make an effect on anybody. I'm just here reporting the news. Men like to watch me for some odd reason. I'll take advantage of it. what the fuck am I supposed to do except try? I'm trying to make some views off the bitch. So it is what it is, man.
Men understand. Men. I report the news.
Why do you people? There are people still have consciences, even if they're seared.
Yeah,
and truth does have the power to convict.
But see, this is kind of the difference between men and women. Is women have a tendency to think that speaking into a microphone is going to do a lot more than I believe it does.
Well, why do you speak into a microphone?
Men. I report the news.
Why do you do your podcast project? What is your goal? If you think it's meaningless,
to be accurate. And so I think it's inaccurate. I think it's inaccurate.
There you have it, man. What you want me to say? She just told you. I'm out here having a good time. We're out here teaching real class, which we're out here showing men, hey, look, brother, this is the game. This is how you handle yourself, deal with them accordingly. And look at what we get. We get shadow banned. At this point, it is what it is, man. Men like Pearl in the beginning before we realized she had no talking points. Right. We did that, though. We do that type of shit. Hey, that nigga. I had 2 channels before this. And they all got taken away within like 1 year, right? So I had a channel before this. And whenever she was blowing up or whatever, I was going at her. But they took my channel. Okay. Now this channel, they just stopped it in its tracks. So they took my other channel. How you think I got those clips on Pearl? This was way back. Or it's on the other stream, y'all. It was way back, man. I was going after her because I was like, what are men doing? Because what happened was the best thing that she did to me was she took Fresh and Fit style and brought all the girls. That was the shit right there. So she did it. I give her credit for that. She took the Fresh and Fit model and had all those girls there and just let the girls just, be themselves. So even that ran its course because nobody could deal with these gladiators without security and all that shit around, or making it a scenario where it's all about them, like Pop the Balloon, where they can just, disrespect the brothers and stuff like that. But if you want to challenge their viewpoints and stuff like that, shit, you're going to need some security. Let's move on. Spend no bunch of time on that, bitch. Let's see what these gladiators talking about. Oh, hold on. Let me do this first, man. Because, listen, man, the ratchet shit don't stop with these. Look, how can you stop these women, son? Listen to these women talk. God damn.
Yeah, but long story short, I was trying to get the hell out of the game too.
Do you think broke people should be having sex?
Yes.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say no, Weezy.
Man, broke niggas fuck good.
Yeah. Of course they do. That's all they got to offer.
Yo,
they better put it down.
If I was single, this is the type of nigga that I be trying to get some dick from. Vagina has a natural scent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but long story short, I was trying to get the hell out of the game too.
Do you think broke people should be having sex?
What type of stupid question is that? Do you think broke people should be having sex? This is what you get out of your black women. Bro, that's like saying, do you think the Hispanics that caravanned across the border and walked through dirty waters, should they still have sex with a baby tied to their back like an African? Hey, should those people still have sex? See, but in the black community, you have this stupid stuff that they're talking about. I mean, our sisters are fucking.
Yeah.
That's a little scary when your vagina has a natural scent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but long story short, I was trying to get the hell out of the game too.
Do you think broke people should be having sex?
Yes.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say no, Weezy.
Man, broke niggas fuck good.
Yeah. Of course they do. That's all they got to offer.
Of course they do. That's all they got to offer. So, like I said, brothers, man, just the mindset of the woman towards you. You understand? I mean, I don't know how we do this shit.
And broke niggas fuck good.
Of course they do. That's all they got to offer.
Yo,
they better put it down.
If I was single, this is the type of nigga that I be trying to get some dick from. Once I got to a certain point of money, dating for me looked different and just fucking looked different.
This is what we're dealing with. Just reckless gladiators of a woman. And the best part about these women, they know ain't shit feminine about them. Best thing they could do that's feminine is, how you say, wear white, put on a dress, and pose as a fucking lady. Shit is wild.
Do you think broke people should be having sex?
Yes.
Yes. I thought you were going to say no, Weezy.
Man, broke niggas fuck good.
Of course they do. That's all they got to offer.
Yo,
they better put it down.
If I was single, this is the type of nigga that I be trying to get some dick from. Once I got to a certain point of money, dating for me looked different and just fucking looked different. I'd be like, for real, who the niggas that just want to hang around and watch the podcast? Them
niggas I want to fuck.
Who them niggas that be calling you like, I'm just going to pull up. Who gonna be over there? Them niggas? They got
all this homeboys in.
This is what you have as women in your community with money. This is the type of behavior that they inspire the younger girls to be like. This shit is embarrassing, man. And I'm not saying teenagers. I'm saying, 19 and up. It's disgusting, man. Sex-riddled bitches that pussies can never be questioned. Right. You can tell her body count is off the charts. Sex-riddled pussies that can't be disqualified or questioned.
Who the niggas that just want to hang around and watch the podcast? Them
niggas I want to fuck.
Who them niggas that be calling you like, I'm just gonna pull up. Who gonna be over there? Them niggas? They got
all these homeboys in.
And let me tell you something. All my homegirls that's broke. I got a homegirl right now. She works at CVS. I met her at the gym. This bitch works at CVS, and she be like, "Girl, every time I tighten them up, them niggas be trying to fuck." She be like, CVS. She's like, "Girl, they be trying to come in there and save me and shit, bitch." And she's like, "I'm popping this pussy. Broke people fuck." Be trying to come in there and save me and shit, bitch. And she's like, "I'm popping this pussy."
There you go, fam. This is what excites the black woman in conversation. Matter of fact, let me bring it up. Look, this is what makes them excited. Listen, brothers, stop. Like I said, stop. These bitches still got you treating them like they supposed to be treated, which is all off.
I'm at CVS. She's like, "Girl, they be trying to come in there and save me and shit, bitch." And she's like, "I'm popping this pussy. Broke people fuck." You. They be fucking back there. You know why? We got shit to do. Nail polish and shit. Don't nobody want that getting money pussy.
Don't nobody want that get money pussy. See, they know. They know. That's why homie that nigga said, "Black man, broaden your horizons." It's way more women, because these ain't women. These are females. Man, middle schoolers and high schoolers are listening. Oh, really? Because I think they do. I didn't know if they do the content appropriation shit. I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest internet dude. I just get up here and talk my shit, and I try to watch shit to try to do whatever I could to have a conversation with brothers that I know is impactful, where we can all come together and be like, yo, come on, what man wants this? Like, to even hang around. But a lot of sisters in our community, they lead with their pussy, and two is not working well anymore.
I'll tighten them up. Them niggas be trying to fuck. She be like, CVS. She's like, "Girl, they be trying to come in there and save me and shit, bitch." And she's like, "I'm popping this pussy. Broke people fuck." You. They be fucking back there. You know why? We got shit to do. Nail polish and shit. Don't nobody want that getting money pussy. Independent pussy is just not it.
Wow. You heard it here first. Broke people are the best people that can fuck.
Y'all know, don't have no shame.
What's the weirdest thing you find?
There you have it, man. I mean, these bitches are out of control. And like I say, these are the ones that got the the voice of the people. Okay?
What was something that was vulnerable for you when you first started dating?
Well, he always clowned my hair. I used to have my hair curly, and I was like a curly hair girl, whatever. And he was like, "What is this? You got conditioner in your hair?" And I had really done it up. Yeah, I had really crunched it up, whatever. And I thought I was so cute. And now he makes me so insecure about my natural hair. He's like, "Is that conditioner? You try to curl your little shit up?" Like, damn, it's my natural hair, bro.
You know what's so crazy? Black men don't know
annoying.
our trauma.
They don't. He's like, "You need to go get a weave. This is how you do it. This is how we do it in LA. You got to go get whipped up. This is this." So now I'm so insecure about my natural hair.
Was that all them years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, see, now natural girly is like,
$0 down on a new vehicle today. At Mazda Blue Rochelle, you'll get the vehicle you deserve.
Brandon, what's good?
Everything.
oh yeah. So it's really weird for me because I have the opposite. So my man's ex was bald, and like he loves very like that esoteric, like Badu is a
He likes some weird. Okay.
So girl, when if I put my motherfucking sewn in, he like, bitch, get it out. I'm only allowed braids because it's a protective style.
Yeah.
Bitch,
And it's culture too, braids.
But low key, the thing that feels, it's like,
Oh, she said, I wear braids because it's a protective style for my hair. And the other bitch said, it's cultured too. Brothers, Mexicans and stuff don't go through all of this shit just to exist, man. Yo, we got a bunch of fucked up people in our community, man. Men and women, man. Like basic principles of life, they have lost it for the sake of the dollar. And I hope it works out, man. You know, I'm happy for everybody, but we know that we have banned or we have disbanded the community. We are not together, and we should be proud of the individuals, and it is what it is. But all of that community, that's why I hate when I hate when Umar, anybody talk that black shit. I don't play that black shit, son. These women are sick.
I'm almost like, is this genuine? When I take my braids out, he's like, fuck, you look so great. When I was young, being mixed, if you look like you're on the other side, how dare you not have Tracy Ellis Ross hair?
Yeah.
How dare you not have straight long hair? The fuck is this 4C, 3C shit?
So she's mixed. She's mixed with white. And she get to talk niggerdom for profit. While you know what I'm saying? While niggas like us, we putting down straight info for the masses. And it's not nobody's fault. We are banned by the system because of our language. Let's go.
So to meet black men that like love it, it feels good. And I think they don't even know how deep it can go sometimes because we can feel very insecure. Length, shrinkage. Oh my God.
Like I know a guy that only likes girls with locks. And he only wants her to have locks.
Natural locks at that.
Natural.
And then, you know, the ugly phase, the little twisty part.
I'm like, never. Terrell wants me to be done up.
Someone said to me once, in the comments, who's Mandy, who's Weezy? And someone said, Mandy's the one with the good hair. And I was like, and I didn't realize my fucking trauma with hair. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a mixed bitch with better hair. So what the fuck is good hair, dog? And we gotta stop doing that shit.
For real.
Like, especially you have a daughter. Oh my God. Like, not even talking like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to punch my homegirl in the face recently. Her daughter is 13. And her mom was like, don't be doing your hair like that. It looks so naughty, nasty, unkept. And I'm like, girl, she just washed her hair. You can't talk to her like that. Now she's about to think her hair is ugly.
That's how my friend talks to her kid too.
It's not healthy. You know what?
There you go. They're telling on each other. See what they're doing to the next generation, talking to them girls like shit.
Face recently. Her daughter is 13. And her mom was like, don't be doing your hair like that. It looks so naughty, nasty, unkept. And I'm like, girl, she just washed her hair. You can't talk to her like that. Now she's about to think her hair is ugly.
That's how my friend talks to her kid too.
It's not healthy. You know what? Blue Ivy.
There you go. Black women ain't shit. There you go. Let's go.
Think her hair is ugly.
That's how my friend talks to her kid too.
It's not healthy. You know why Blue Ivy got that nice ass fucking hair? Because she had to go through that phase of not treating it, not sticking it with shit, pulling it all the time.
Yeah.
We always trying to like put little black girls in this tight ass ponytail to make it look better. It's so fucking dumb.
It's true. It's so true.
There you have it. Black women know that they're not shit. That's it. These are some of the most like that nigga said yesterday, deceitful people, man. How can we rock with people like that? They're just deceiving. My bitch, your bitch, any bitch.
And Beyonce don't play about that hair, like natural hair. Because as a kid,
here we go. Every bitch think they're Beyonce. Let's go.
True. It's so true. And Beyonce don't play about that hair, like natural hair. Because as a kid, like she was like always like my mom told me, like, I have to love my real hair. Like, learn to love your real hair. Yeah, Beyonce said it before. Like, wear your natural afro, your natural curls, whatever. And that's why when she was launching her hair products, this is where the story came from. And so she was like, I just always want to teach my daughters to love their natural hair, be in its natural state, and be okay with that. And then you can do like braids, the protective styles, other whatever. But
boy, we are fucked up, y'all.
To love people didn't believe that was her hair.
I know.
That felt anti-black to me.
Yeah.
One of my Puerto Rican homegirls started that shit, and I'm like, hold on, bitch, you hate it. She was like, I'm telling you, that's not her hair. She can get the best extensions, the best. And I'm like, damn, we really don't believe Black women can have beauty in their hair.
Yeah.
Now, she doesn't realize that's where she's projecting from, but that's it. It's a shock to us.
Yeah.
Like, because we're made to feel like it's so ugly.
Yeah.
By who? By who? Who made Black women feel like their hair is ugly? Their mama. They just told us the story. Don't you guys hear it? The girls just said, yo, the little girl's mama said your hair look like a nigga. We didn't do that. Black men always said, don't do that, but you guys got to give them grace. Other girls and white women will laugh at them and call them monkeys. You understand? So our little black girls are fucked up. The mamas are just disrespecting their hair. The Black boys are saying, wear your natural hair. But the girls got the hair, and the guys, I mean, they are fucking up this community, man.
Where she's projecting from, but that's it. It's a shock to us.
Yeah.
Like, because we're made to feel like it's so ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your only flaw, Terrell. That's your only flaw.
She's so fucking cat. Just go ahead.
He just said, bitch couldn't do her hair. It was nice. She couldn't do it.
No, he likes me done up. If I try to go get no nails or wear my hair like this or no makeup or whatever, he probably like, what's going on with you?
No nails. Stop the cat, bro. You can't identify with none of that.
There's two things though. Is it that he loves you with it or he loves how you act with it? Because when I get fresh braids, my nigga be like, oh, we going out today, bitch. You got to move. Like, right now.
Yo, we fucked up, y'all. Yo, we fucked up. Yo, I don't know what to tell you niggas anymore, man, because I know y'all like these type of bitches. It's the wildest shit.
Of somebody that hated my cousin, hated his wife.
These bitches are some of the most horrible people. We say, yo, why the Mexicans don't go through this shit? And they poor.
Well, I mean, he ended the video with saying, I'm comfortable with being nothing. So I think that tells you everything that you need to know, right? When you're not okay with yourself, when you just, even if you did want something different, he's saying, I'm comfortable with being nothing. Like, who says that? So I just think that, he got some deeper issues with himself, even being in this situation. Mm-hmm. So he has no value for himself. So let alone speaking up about her, it's like you have no value.
Yeah, that's another point. There you go, that nigga. You made a great point. Let's go tell it. Let Kevin tell it. Kevin covered every damn thing.
That way. And that's why so many women, Black women, are by themselves, because if they can't be treated like the queens that they think they are, then they'd rather have nothing. And no one's going to stop you. Because if it ain't, because the problem ain't Black men. It ain't Black men because ain't no man marrying you.
The problem ain't Black men because ain't no man marrying you. But as Black men, we have the opportunity to go marry anybody. Stay focused, brothers. Kevin told you, stay focused.
See how the demon uses those certain language? Speaks many different ways, but you gotta stay focused.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's also a testament of like how comfortable, like what's the situation with you and your wife? Because this is the internet, so you know she can pull this up and see this. So you got to think like, well, what type of relationship do y'all have where you just feel comfortable getting on the internet saying, I basically hate my wife. She bad built, she this, she that, she just got money. So it's just like, well, what type of self-esteem does his wife have or value does she have? So I just think it's two valueless people together.
You know what? You're right, Brandon. You're right. See, because people don't know what reparations really are. They really don't know. And you got to have a community to get reparations. That's a great, great point. That's a great point. You cannot get reparations without a community. People don't understand that. Yes, the easy way to say it is how Indians can, go back to their lineage where their great ancestors were buried and they can find their community. That's different. because Hispanics come over here and they stick to their community and they get what you call reparations. What is that? Like boys clubs and baseball facilities and learning centers and things like that for their community. And being that we don't have a community and everybody's an individual, we will never get the reparations, okay? Because we can't trace back any lineage like the Indians or the whatever. And we are not together. You know?
They both got low self-esteem.
Yeah, it sounds like a hodgepodge of misery. That's what it sounds like. That house sounds like real miserable. I would not want to step foot and get that energy in breathing any of that energy. But what do you think, Dr. Felice? Not in love, but in love with that person. How do you continue to love without going to the hate as this man has went over all the way on the dark side?
You know, I've often posted on my Facebook, I'll just write, marrying for love is really, really stupid. Yeah, but I mean, I don't mean that you can't love a person and marry a person that you love.
There you guys. I just skipped to anywhere in the video and you'll hear black women talking stupid. With money. Just abandon the community. Don't marry for love. Well, what the hell? Oh, there he is. Yo, that's my troll right there, Charles Lee Davis. Yo, show that man some love.
I just mean if that's the only thing, and like both of the ladies said, sometimes those butterfly feelings, that infatuation is what we're calling love, and it dies down or it dies out, right? But just marrying for love, it really is foolish. You have to look at common values, backgrounds, stability, and I heard it before on here again, friendship. That's really the foundation. I feel like I love my person. I can't wait to tell them a lot of things. I don't even like gossiping and rumors, but that's where I tiptoe on the line. It's like, "Ooh, did you hear this?" Because that's my person, that's my friend. And the same applies to when things are like really bad.
Boy, we fucked up out here.
Anyway, and so if they're with the wrong man, that man can literally kill them. Like literally, I do. I think that in relationships, okay, so I've seen women, I see no one shaking their head, but I'm gonna just say this. I know that I've seen women sacrifice for men, and I've seen literally people that I know and in my family who have given themselves, and I think a bit of them is dead, right? Like because they were disappointed, they were heartbroken, they are bitter,
There you have it. This is how women talk about you brothers, man. Yo, they talk about you guys like you're some fucking boogeyman. Yo, this shit is wild. They talk about you men like you're the boogeyman. Men don't marry any bitch if she don't respect you first. She can love you later.
They have not been able to love again. A part of them is dead, right? That person killed a part of them because they overgave and they gave a little bit too much. And he took advantage of her, that particular person I'm thinking. But I see it all the time with women. So anyway, those are my thoughts.
I see Noma over there shaking her head. So I want to hear your opinion, but I want to hear you after the break.
I know you're busy. You got things to do. And
could kill them, or were you disagreeing with what Tiara said?
I'm disagreeing with the idea of a woman overly giving a man money specifically. You can give in terms of service, nurturing, love, everything, but not money.
There you have it. There you have it, guys. You give money, but she don't. If you black men ain't some of the dumbest people I ever seen, listen to what this bitch said about you, black man.
You can give in terms of service, nurturing, love, everything, but not money.
So can I do the same? Can you do that for a woman? Can you give her everything but not money and everything be okay? See, it would work if she was a real woman. See that, Charles? If she was a real woman, it would work. But unfortunately, damn, our sisters are sick in the fucking head. Because I would love to ask these women, what do Hispanics and people that are poor, they are less fortunate than the black woman. How do they marry? How do people that's less fortunate than the black woman, how do they get married and have so many children and the black woman can't? How do they not have the same requirements that the black woman? What is making the black woman so finicky and alone. Sad, man. Those women can go back home and take that toxic shit with them. Hey, Charles said, what's the issue, y'all? Charles said, what's the issue? Don't you see it? They're by themselves. They are, and you know what? I tell you what the issue is. They want loyalty. It's my loyalty, my choice. They are still loyal to their own men, right? And women have been traded since the 50s and 60s. Government assistance is what made them finicky and alone.
I don't care. You can't convince.
Yeah, that's a hell of a t-shirt. Yeah, that's a hell of a t-shirt for the black woman. Get like one of those women's style shirts, finicky and alone. They'll wear that shit with pride. That's how fucked up these people are. When you say Indian, I am one of those Indians, Arkansas Indians. Right. What tribe? My grandmother told me I was Cherokee when I was young. Yo, I asked my gladiator. I said, yo, what tribe did your grandmother tell you belonged to when you was young? See, let me give y'all some history. If you are like 30 and over, and you had grandmothers and stuff like that, so they told you history about your family and stuff like that. And in the black community, all of our grandmothers, for the most part, told us what Indian tribe we belong to. So I just threw it out there because this is a question I never asked my gladiator. I said, yo, what tribe your grandmother said you belong to? She immediately said, Cherokee. Okay. I said, yeah, my grandmother told me I belong to the Cherokee as well. So all the black people know their grandmothers told them, you belong to this tribe, because their grandmothers had told them.
Convince me that a man who is financially dependent on a woman respects himself, and can, on a long-term basis, she can respect him. It just.
Oh, I didn't know this was the topic. I'm gonna have to bookmark that. I want to talk about that one of these days. Hey Charles, do you provide for your woman? Charles, do you provide for your woman?
And it maybe it's that person, not saying it's a woman's fault, but it's just, it creates a situation that doesn't allow him to be a man. I 100% agree with that. I think that every man should be self-sufficient. Like, at least that's the minimum. Like, you shouldn't be dependent on a woman to take care of you, to provide, basic things, right?
Oh, I didn't know this conversation went this way. I believe that for a woman. I believe a woman should be self-sufficient. She should not especially the black woman. I can't say that about the other women, because the other women are more cultured. The other women want to need a man. Black women don't. So she should never ask a man for money. Not for her pussy. Oh, you Cherokee. I'm Cherokee too, Brandon. Okay. Charles Lee Davis said we go 50-50. See? Even Charles Lee Davis won't provide 100% for his girl. Even Charles is smart enough to know, don't you give no girl no 100%. Right. See, Charles thought he was against us. Charles is not against us. He makes sure that his woman put money in the game. I can only respect that. Like, that's the only way you're going to know what's going on, is if that woman is putting money in the game. I hate to tell you guys that. I know you want to have a bunch of money where she don't need no money. I know, but it don't work out like that all the time. I know. And you shouldn't have to just break your back with heartache.
You should be able to take care of yourself. And then,
Yo, look at that nigga. Look at Charles lying. I gave her my check. Nigga's a liar.
Once you're able to be self-sufficient, then you can move on to maybe helping taking care of her and being family. And I think that does a lot for a man's self-esteem. Like, it hits different.
Yeah. I remember.
Black man, do you need anything from a black woman to build your self-esteem? Black man, do you need anything from a black woman to build your self-esteem?
And then, once you're able to be self-sufficient, then you can move on to maybe helping taking care of her and being family. And I think that does a lot for a man's self-esteem. Like it hits different.
Yeah. I remember when we had a session with a pastor, and he was saying, as a husband, because I was, taking care of his household and my household, your wife should not be taking care of two households.
That's what I'm talking about. I try to teach you niggas all the time. Black women have such of a fucked up character that they have to compensate. I mean, it don't make sense. You know about the Crawford Indians? I don't, but I'm gonna look them up. That's one of the things that America did to us, B. They made sure that we couldn't trace our lineage to get that money. Because you got to remember, the federal government, they made deals with the Indians, okay? Because the Indians said, yo, we don't even want to exist with you people. And they couldn't just give us blacks a whole nother portion, so they would have been paying out twice, you see? And we got caught up in the wash. Sorry, man.
Shouldn't take care of her and the kids, and then you over there. Like, that's not okay. And then he said to me, this is your fault. You did this. And I couldn't do anything but take responsibility because I felt responsible. I felt like I was responsible to make sure that even though we weren't together, that he was still taken care of because I had taken care of him. I'd been the provider, I'll say that, for all that time. So yeah, I mean, I had to take responsibility for my part. What were you gonna say, Tara?
I was just going to say, it's just making me process. I'm just thinking of my cousin, and I'm thinking about her today because for me, I did feel like her husband hated her. And the thing was, she was a businesswoman. She was successful. She had a beautiful house on the hill. He was like, I'm not going to say he was a garbage man, but he was like a dispatcher or something. And she hired him to work for her company, and they started a relationship. And that was like the dynamic of the relationship. She brought him up, and they were together for, 16 years by the time he had killed her. But over the years, like she had just bought him a Maybach, maybe like 2 months before, right? Like they had money to get, like all of these things, what you're saying, Constance, right? Like I hired, I brought him into the business. She helped him start a business. And then in 2020, the business crumbled because of COVID. And he was like, well, I want you to put me on as a owner on your business, like the original business that he was hired to work at, right? And she was like, I don't want to do that. And so, the frustration of that and the resentment, and I think all of that set in. But before it all happened, she said, I feel like he could hurt me. Like she would wake up at night and he would be standing over her, like looking at her, like, I don't know if she.
There you have it, black man. It's always a horror story. Yo, Bernie said he's Choctaw, or whatever, however you say that shit. They made a deal with the Native Americans for sure. They changed the terms of the Indians from Indian to Negro to Black to African American. Facts. It is some names it's hard to pronounce, but some of us is one of them. But our family had to take on the Cherokee name. Right. Also colored. On our birth certificates, I told y'all, my homie knows this 70-year-old man, and he got all of his birth certificates. It went from Negro to colored to Black to African American. Crazy work. Arkansas is Indian territory, not just Oklahoma. Crazy. My uncles are Blackfoot. Oklahoma, Missouri, Tennessee was together. Right. For sure. I mean, I used, in my childhood, I had a damn uncle that used to watch, babysit or whatever the case is, and the nigga used to always watch Westerns and stuff. So he always watched Westerns, and I was able to watch Missouri Breaks. I was able to watch all of these things where the setting was Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, and all of that stuff over there, right? And there was another movie. It was one good Western movie. I don't know the name of it. I was a child. It's a Western movie where the white man, he had a dog, and the dog helped him out and stuff like that. And he fell into like some ice or something like that. And the dog dragged him out of that because what happened was some other dude he was with had fell in some ice, and he stripped him, and he made him, I think it was run around the fire or sit by the fire, and the dog drug him back, and I guess took his clothes off, some wild shit, and the dog helped him. But it was the white men trying to conquer, Missouri, Oklahoma. It's crazy, man. Oh, they had the earthquake. Those tribes in Oklahoma and other places, they was actually in Arkansas, but they moved out with that earthquake. Really? So people is actually skipping over Arkansas history. Really? Because I damn sure don't know all of it over there. When they always talk about Arkansas on some other shit. Word. The entire South was Indian territory. The Confederate Army was mostly Indians. Damn. Yeah, we literally taught them how to be cowboys and how to farm and how to build buildings. Yes, the white man, and I saw another Western. I think it's called White Man, Black Man, and the Indian. I saw that Western before. I saw my uncle. I watched so many Westerns when I was a child. It was crazy. The dude was a Western fanatic. Crazy. Hey. The history of this place is crazy. And look where our women are with all this history. And it's so funny because we talk about the Native Americans, the Hispanics, everybody else, their women are aligned, poor, or they got casinos, whatever. And I believe that we got welfare, affirmative action so that we could propel ourselves as a family unit. And we know what happened. They gave us affirmative action and welfare to propel ourselves as a family unit. We didn't know how to handle it. After the welfare, they got the affirmative action. Okay? So, here's what it is. Go back to 1887 of Arkansas. You'll see some stuff been established, even a baseball field. Now, Brandon, you finally said something worth a damn. Brandon, you finally said something that connected everything. And what that was the baseball field. And like I said, if I was like Tariq Nasheed or one of them that's trying to fight for reparations, I believe they're going about, I don't know how they're going about it, but it's definitely the wrong way. The main way to get, well, it's a couple of ways, but one of the main ways to get reparations is, to sue for the crumble of the Negro League. Okay, the white people took our league, and guess what? It's not just on Major League Baseball. It's on all the television companies and everybody that took our league away from us. Now that's one of the main pillars of reparations that we could stand on. We could get like billions of dollars for baseball facilities and stuff like that. You're not going to get a league or anything like that, but you would get some facilities. And this wouldn't, and that's another thing. You guys are trying to sue the government for reparations. That's not how this works. Okay? That's out. We have a great lawsuit against Major League Baseball for reparations, but you guys don't really understand the history. But if you're from Arkansas, then you know. They took our league away from us. That's a whole, and when we say reparations, we don't say just the league. There was businesses affected that used to do the concessions and everything from all of these different cities. You see what I'm saying? All of these people have lawsuits, but we don't really know, obviously I ain't nobody, but we don't really know how to structure it the right way. We have so many reparation lawsuits in this country, but by trying to go after the government, that's the wrong way to go about it. We all know that they took the Negro League, see, but there's no real fight for it. Okay? And there's many other things that they took away from us that stopped our generational wealth. But I'm only going to talk about the baseball because everybody could identify with that. Being that Brandon brought it up, he hit the nail on the head right there. They got the old baseball field out there in Arkansas because we don't know where any real Negro League fields are. They played one last year, the All-Star game, they played something at some Negro League field. No, they owe us so much more than that it'll make your head turn. They affected concessions, communities, leagues, players, and owners. okay? Because they didn't give us the opportunity to own within the Major League Baseball. That's reparations right there. It's a lot, man. It's really, really a lot. It's really a lot when it comes to reparations, and you start to figure out, oh, the people that's chasing reparations for the government, they are lost in the sauce. We have a solid case. I mean, we have many cases that I have studied, but Major League Baseball is not just them. You got to talk about the television networks, because they did not air our players, and they took our best players from our league and put them on Major League Baseball. While we had our players, they did. I mean, we have reparation lawsuits out the wazoo. You hear me? It's stunted our generational wealth. Al Green used to form in Arkansas. All the legends used to perform in Arkansas. Yeah, I got to go check some Arkansas history. Word. Because I know I didn't study Arkansas, but I watched a lot of Westerns in that little realm over there, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma. And like you say, even Tennessee. You know? Crazy work. Crazy work. Now, if anybody's listening, I want y'all to know something. We're not playing any videos. We're just talking and everything, right? But it's showing that I don't have anybody watching. And a lot of times when I do this show, they always show me that my view count is on 0 for the most part. You know what I mean? So I know I'll be talking to nobody for the most part, but I just keep going. This internet shit is crazy. They're telling me I have no viewers, but I'm getting comments. I don't know how this shit works. When I see the Negro League merchandise, I will always wonder who owned the rights, right? See, that's the reparations case that, honestly, all jokes aside, see, to start a reparations case, you got to start from the grassroots. So we would have to have all the togetherness and have to go find some people who have lineage, any part of lineage from the Negro League, concessions, ownership, any of that. If we could find one living person that has a lineage to that, and we was to create a grassroots movement, which people would march, well, I'm just hopeful, would march for and sign petitions for the reparations claim against Major League Baseball, boy, we could really have a movement out here, because it's not about suing no motherfucking government, man. It's stupid. We have cases that have been taken from us for eons. But we have the wrong leaders who are not really well versed in all the different sort of sporting and different venues that was stolen. You know? Like, shit. It's crazy, man. Because I would really want to hear Major League Baseball's case on how they shouldn't be sued, knowing that they took Jackie Robinson and all them from our league, our thriving league. You understand? I never understood how MLB was pushing Negro League merch. Brothers, it's funny. You know how much money they fucking owe us? And then they gave this dude, Juan Soto, all this money. I'm like, yo, they gave that nigga $1 billion damn near. And he ain't even from here. And they took our league. Like, even in Major League Baseball, like, the first reparation should be baseball facilities and a mandatory number of African Americans in that league. See? Like, we could have that mandatory generational wealth being pushed through there by things that they have taken from us alone. We had our own league. We had Jackie Robinson. We had Satchel Paige. We had our own. Yo, brother, you don't understand. I don't know if they understand the reparations thing, or they're leading us down a fucking rabbit hole, because it's not about the government We don't care about suing from the government. Everybody stole from us. But our leaders don't understand the real claims. I'm a nobody. I'm not, as polished as I need to be to fight these things, But at the same time, I do know what I'm talking about from a sports standpoint. And when you're dealing with reparations, it has to be a grassroots foundation first. So you say something like suing MLB, something that everybody could identify with in association with the Negro League. That is how you establish the grassroots as well as the petition. Obviously, you're going to need lawyers and all that other shit, but, that's how it starts. Okay? So when you hear these people talking about reparations, it's bullshit. They don't even know what to ask for. See, we all know that we can't get reparations from the government because we have no lineage. And they did that shit on purpose. They scrambled the lineage. And then we don't have a community, so it is what it is on the reparation thing when you talk about the government. But there are so many different places we could send these claims to and put that pressure on these people, and they will settle the same way. And guess what else we have, guys? We actually have the case. Guess what else we have? We actually have the case. You know how they say Brown versus Board of Education? We have the case to draw from, which is the farming case that they gave the reparations to the black folks. I don't remember the name. I forgot. It was Pig something. They gave we have a case to draw from. That's also what you need in dealing with reparations, even though it's not against the government, but you do have a case to draw from. I mean, it's beautiful work. We could get some reparations out here because we're talking about building facilities, which we could always manipulate and put educational factors in there to help the children and stuff like that. We could really do something, but that shit is a foregone. Hopefully not forever, man. But it is what it is. 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 Because one thing that we always gonna need, we're gonna need the women with us. Gonna need it. Gonna need it. Gonna need it. Yeah, Brandon. Yo, Brandon, man, I got the whole case ready. Like, I got the whole case ready, man. I got the shit I got all the files. I got everything, man. And I realized what you have to do. You know what I mean? It's this case can be done. You know what I mean? And guess what? Baseball ain't never had nobody go after their ass like this. You see? And guess what they did? Guess how they fucked up? They always try to recognize the Negro League, showing that they took it. We can stomp their asses out. And it ain't even like that. We just trying to have facilities for hours. That's it. We just trying to have make sure we have generations of people coming through, getting that Major League Baseball money, having facilities the way that they go build in the Dominican Republic and all that, where our kids can be groomed from the time that they're born to learn how to be a star player. You hear me? And if that don't work, we got all the studies and everything. Okay? MLB had the highest drop of Black American players in a 10-year span than any sport. Yeah. But you got to keep studying states that was going on back in the old time. Barbershops, all type of things, your ancestors and other people's ancestors of the community, you have the right to fight for that. That's what I'm saying. Stop trying to fight the government. That is not where the reparations claims are. They're not there. They're not there. Yeah. They're really trying to replace the blacks in all sports. I agree, because the WNBA is next. They're going to get rid of them bitches out of there. They got all these different WNBA Africa, WNBA Mexico. They're not playing. But I will say The difference between all these other cases is we had a Negro League. That's the most important factor. That's the most important factor. That was our league. They took our best players, okay? And our league crumbled, okay? That is a reparations claim when you start talking about everything that happened. I promise you guys, solid gold. Solid. Yeah, it will break your heart to see those numbers. Yeah. And that's because when we say generational stuff, that we supposed to have facilities, you know, but black people, they went and started AAU, made everything privatized. And for all we know, they could have sued the damn NBA. I'm not sure. I don't think the ABA was ours, but we need to study it. Did we have any black owners? You know, because that's where all this stuff, like the people who were directly affected should get reparations. Okay. Now it's going to benefit all of us. It's just that we got to know what happened, who was there. We got to track down all this shit. It's a lot of work. I'll give you that. But once we could do that, and it's worth it, man. You're talking about billions of dollars to set up black people that's going to come after us. You know, it ain't about us, but if they was to give it to us, you know, we would be so damn happy to build those facilities and things like that, and really always have, because that's another part of the community. Our children will always have somewhere to go and know that they're on the path, same way that they went and built them facilities in the Dominican Republic. Shit is crazy. Prince, I remember you telling us they don't even have to have basketball tournaments at Rutgers no more. Hell no. The basketball tournaments are down by Dykeman now. Down in the Dominican area. You know? That's where you get like that dude from Orlando, but Blanchard and all these Hispanics, guys lighting it up down in Dykeman, Dominicans and all that, playing ball. You know? It's not the black person's sport anymore, you know, alone, even though we have the best that ever did it. But things are different, and you got the media. The media will fuck you up, you know? But yeah, and you know my other, okay, I don't want to say this, but I know you niggas don't give a fuck. The other reparations claim is through golf. See, I love golf. See, the other reparations claim is through golf, something that everybody could identify that black people have taken a hit at. You see what I'm saying? And you guys got to understand, we could get so much reparations from golf because black people, do you know black people had country clubs at one time? And they took this shit from us? You understand? Like, we have reparations in this country that people could identify with, okay? Yeah, I remember N1, and guess who's the millionaire? Who's the millionaire from N1? The professor. The professor. That's what we let happen. We fucked that up. We fucked that up. They let the professor come be the biggest star of N1. They should have banned that nigga, B. I know he was good. He did well. But for the sake of the community is how we always let a Eminem. And like I said, Eminem professor, they're very good, man. But the difference is Eminem took care of the blacks. So you can't knock him. Professor, he just came and lived off of the blacks like Just Pearl, like most of the whites. Eminem, he gets a pass. Why does Eminem get the biggest pass? Does anybody know why Eminem gets the biggest pass? The hint is I'm from New York. The hint is I'm from New York. Why does Eminem get the biggest pass ever? Why does Eminem get the biggest pass? Why does Eminem get the biggest pass?
She's breathing or whatever. Like there was certain things. So she went and lived in a hotel for 2 months. And then he lured.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got...
Hold on. Look how they show the black woman.
In a hotel for 2 months.
And
then he lured.
Right. Brandon, you see that, Brandon? Because nobody was going to sign 50 Cent. Nobody was going to sign 50 Cent, man. And 50 was destined to sell 10 million albums, man. Come on, man. Eminem did not let hip hop starve, man. That shit wasn't right. Nas, nobody was getting this nigga a deal. Eminem did it, man. It was a hell of a move for hip hop history, man. Come on now. Give that nigga Eminem some credit, B. The nigga was listening to 50 Cent mixtapes and said, yo, what? Nobody signing him? And you sit there and say, well, damn, no black person could have signed him? Crazy work. Crazy work. Now, the Professor, he could have started an N1 and put blacks on. That's how much appeal the Professor got. And he could have did it all on YouTube. You know, or whatever. You know? No, I mean, I like Eminem music too. Just like I like the Professor. The Professor could play ball. Get a nigga credit. I mean, Eminem and the Professor deserve to be there from a skill standpoint. But when it comes to black people, we never stand together. And sometimes, in Eminem's case, that's the right thing to do. Go be with that nigga. He's going to bring forth 50 Cent. And that's all that we wanted at that time. That's all we wanted at that time was 50 Cent, man. It was one of the beautiful times, one of the last beautiful times of hip hop, to tell you the truth. To see somebody in the street doing mixtapes and nigga was doing shows off of mixtapes. Nigga was touring off of mixtapes, right? And then he got signed. You know? And how you say the rest is history, player. Yep. It's always another group of people that invest in one of us, making us be like, nah, these white people good. You have to give them credit. I definitely appreciate Eminem for that, man. Fuck that. That was solid gold, baby. That man was not to everybody wanted to buy and support. You see the 1v1 Tracy McGrady? Oh, no, I didn't see it. I got to check it out. Even though I don't like that. I mean, 1-on-1 is cute, but I want more people on, man. I don't like that shit. But I do like the 1-on-1s, man. I watch plenty of them, man. It's just do be funny. The guys can make some shots. I give them that, B. You know, it's so funny, man. So it's weird, man, how like everything that we had that was abundant, it's always dwindled down. Like, I don't like that. And we still make do. Like, we making 1-on-1 the shit. Think about Mike Tyson, another group invest in him to be what he was. Right. It's messed up. Because remember, Diddy was here. Diddy was on before 50. Diddy could have did it. Vietnam, he doing 1v1 tournaments for regular people. Oh, I like that. I'm going to check that out. If you start going back and look at people's history, they got some help. So they there because of somebody. Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Like even the and one was started by white people, you know? But that's one of the things right there. Ain't it fucked up? Hey. Because like we said, it'll never be another and one again. But why? Basketball should be being played in the hood every day. That stopped. All the basketball is on some old private AAU shit. You know? That just, I don't know. Hey, we got other shows to do, y'all, man. Maybe we could do some black. I like this though. We could do some black shit, you know, after the Gladiator come. We got to cook these things up in the meantime. But yeah, I wanted to get that show out the way so that we can get to some other stuff. But yeah, this black stuff is crazy, man. People don't understand the history and how we let things dwindle. You know, we let things dwindle away. Now, yes, we played a major role with the violence. You know? And it's wild, right? Because hip hop was large before we had cameras. Check this out. Check this out. Hip hop was large before we had cameras everywhere. And now that we got cameras everywhere, this is the perfect time for shows and everything. But we don't have the hip hop shows like that anymore. They made us dwindle it down. See that? Right now is the perfect time for hip hop to be super live with lines around the corner. They got cameras and drones and everything where it can be, you know, you can catch the shooter. When hip hop was thriving, you couldn't catch the shooter like that. So we you know, it's a lot. Yeah, Ice Cube doing this thing. Matter of fact, hold on, man. What about the fight that happened? The Dwight Howard fight with the Big Three. They fucking Ice Cube's Big Three up.
Traveling solo doesn't mean being disconnected.
They fucking the nigga shit up. Recently, Dwight Howard. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This at the Big Three. Don't make no damn sense. And it's funny, right? Because you would think that this is hip hop. Nah, this ain't hip hop. Everybody got this bad stigma of hip hop when everybody else is doing all this shit. When I saw this shit, I was like, yo, y'all niggas want to touch on Dwight Howard? I was like, y'all niggas is crazy. Yo, you niggas want to touch Dwight Howard. Yo, you want to touch Dwight Howard. I don't want to touch that nigga. I mean, we could play basketball, but I'm not trying to touch you and be grabbing on you and nah. Hell no. Hell no. Look at Dwight. He punching. Look at Dwight start punching. Look, watch this. Look at Dwight punching. Look at Dwight punching. Look. These niggas are crazy, man. And what about Steven Jackson at the Big Three? Steven Jackson, Big Three. They fucking the Big Three up. Fucking the Big Three up, son. Look at Steven Jackson. Look what they doing. This is the first game. Look what they doing to the Big Three. Don't make no damn sense, man. But hip hop, they blame all this shit on hip hop. This shit is crazy. Nah, these niggas is on their own doing this shit. Shit is wild. This nigga's crazy. Hold on. I think Steven Jackson said something. Hold on. Let's go to 9 man. Hold on. Let's see this.
Post-game speech after his first big.
Google me, bitch. I will burn one of you hoes. When you get burned with me, I'm not these. Google me, bitch. I will burn one of you hoes.
And now y'all see why I be out the way. Because they be looking for shit to post on me. You know what I'm saying? It's a short as a real, so they be looking to post shit on me. But if you, hey, stop sending me that shit. All the people that send me that video, I was there. I know what happened. All the good shit I do, they don't post that, but they post the bullshit. And it's gonna happen again. It might not be the last time, because I take no disrespect. But them bloggers and people that send me to it, if you following a blogger, we shouldn't be friends anyway, because I follow no bloggers. I don't read blogs. They are the most untalented people ever. They have no life. They never accomplish nothing. So just talk about what other people got going on and the success they have, but they can't talk about their own success because they ain't done shit. Similar to streamers. All they do is talk about other people's lives and what they got going on. So I don't pay attention. I don't follow streamers. I don't follow bloggers because I've really accomplished something in my life and still accomplishing things. So stop sending me that shit, bro. I know what I did, and it might not be the last time. Oh yeah, and to the whoever, I'm gonna find out too this weekend and report back to y'all too on who the snitch was, who in the back recording. The locker room is off limits, so it shouldn't be nobody back there recording. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, because it's not even my video. It's other stuff that go on back there that should never see the light of day in the locker room. So all that shit is off limits. So whoever recording, I'll see you this weekend.
See what I'm saying? Niggas even recording in the locker room. Like, we just gone, man. You know? I've done my bad share, but god damn. Shit. These guys are sick, yo. So they was recording in the locker room. Let's listen.
What's going on there, guys? We're back with be in the back and all that. And
oh no, it was the other one.
That normally tricks people into believing their NBA.
It was the other one. Oh, there it is. Damn, I fucked up. Damn. My fault.
There was somebody on the bike and want somebody to grab. Same niggas be at the hotel begging me. Now y'all want to show out in front of these people. One of them niggas get burned with me. I'm not these niggas. Google me. I will burn one of you.
Rank Mogul presence. Crash out of the year candidate, Steven Jackson.
There you have it, man. Everything that we do, we seem to, get a little violent with it, but it's so funny. It's not really hip hop. It's all these other dudes. Shit is wild. I don't know, man. I just know. I don't want to hear all that pro-black shit. That's what I know. I don't want to hear it, man. Like, I'm going to definitely love my brothers and sisters. I'm going to do that. But the whole thinking that it's all together, I know it ain't. I know I'm the one with more love than than my other brothers and sisters. And I'm fine with that. I'm way more fine with that. But at the same time, I know they ain't got no love like that. I have no problem with that, dog. These people are crazy, man. They have lost what it was to be black.
There was somebody on the bike and want somebody to grab. Same niggas be at the hotel begging me. Now y'all want to show out in front of these people. One of them niggas get burned with me. I'm not these niggas.
I could show you some stuff. You're right, Boogie Cousins as well. I could go show you, like when blacks were getting into golf, they always said, look, we carried ourselves well. They never did that. And it just goes to show you that when you get this freedom, you act ridiculous. Like, we're talking about Joe Louis, golfers that was, breaking through to get into the PGA Tour and all this stuff. They always carried themselves well, no matter how much disrespect was happening to them. I'm not saying just get disrespected, into a way where somebody's putting their hands on you, but you can walk away from bullshit. You can. It's like there are gatekeepers put in place to keep our image a little. It's wild.
There was somebody on the bike and want somebody to grab. Same niggas be at the hotel begging me. Now y'all want to show out in front of these.
Same niggas be at the hotel begging me for shit. Now y'all want to show out.
There was somebody on the bike and want somebody to grab. Same niggas be at the hotel begging me. Now y'all want to show out in front of these people. One of them niggas get burned me. I'm not these niggas. Google me. I will burn one of you.
Rank mogul presence. Crash out of.
That nigga said, I will burn you, player. I throw it all away. I throw it all away. All this money I got, I'll burn one of you niggas. I'll throw it all away. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll fight, but you ain't burning nobody. Yeah, Bernie, maybe we'll do that next show before class. I wanna get me something to eat, get myself situated and everything. So next we'll do that. We could do that next show, possibly, and then do the class. Because like I said, when we talk over here, it's from a different level, man. It's not trying to be above. We're just offering a different perspective. That's it. Not trying to be above anybody. We're just offering different perspectives that we know are valid. We're not sitting over here trying to make up shit. All right? And we are well sophisticated in any sort of conversation that people want to talk about. We just have a different perspective. So when you hear Anton and all them talk about, oh, niggas need to stop with the reparations, you don't even know what reparations that we're trying to go for. You don't even get it. Because you don't really know everything. That's why we need a team. That's why we have brothers. Other people cover other areas. You know? That way, my brother could never be out here talking stupid. Because you know you got somebody that's covering you on that. But you hear these people talk about this reparation shit, they know nothing. They don't even know what it is, how the money is allocated. They just don't get it. You know? What you need, what you got to trace, who to go against. You know? Now, the funny thing is, there was a grassroots movement for reparations against the government, but it had expired already. They said they wasn't doing it. And you go back to the Constitution and you can see why. They made a deal with the Indians from a federal government. They made you a citizen. They gave you welfare and everything that they could as a citizen to build your community, not be separated from one another. Now, yes, you did create some things and you should be compensated for that. That's where the reparations lie, but it's not cash to each person. It's institutions, you know? Now, how we start allocating the funds from that and giving people jobs and all this other stuff is how you pour back the money in the community. And you get your food from the local places and all this other stuff. This is how you do it. Well, local black places or whatever, you know, everybody has a contract to fund this, you know, reparations institute or institutions that we have built in various places. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, man. You know, that's what we need to be worried about. Not all this other silly shit, worrying about immigration and all that shit. We could really be busy, man. We could really be a busy people out here. You know, we get, you know, truckers, they get the contracts. We could really have something going on here, you know, bringing the goods and shit like that. It's crazy work. That's how the Koreans and Chinese and everybody do it. You know, they have all of their institutions, and like you say, from employment to food to everything is all being bought from by their people. You ever see them Chinese food delivery? I don't eat Chinese food, but if you ever, when I used to, you'll be at the Chinese restaurant and you'll see the food that they get delivered. It'll be from some Chinese place down in Chinatown. They don't do all of this other shit. Everything is funneled through their system. It's a beautiful thing. That's how you get real home economics. You get kitchens and you have food trades, that set people up, that maybe those children to go into culinary. I mean, it really can run deep. We're hopeless romantics and we're dreaming here, but you understand the concept. All based on suing Major League Baseball for reparations. All of that can just come from them. And we also have other institutions that we can sue as well, but just the whole concept, and you can see how the money is funneled for different Black, African American, whatever you want to call it, entities, and it's just funneling, and the children have the opportunity, and they're not on the street, and they see a pathway. It ain't got to be the sport. You get it? It's beautiful. Motherfuckers could be, grass cutters and shit like that, for Blacks. Everybody's making this money. But you know how it is with the Blacks. You got to have a whole damn institution for them to want to support you. So it all works. But yeah, we're going to come back later, man. Thank y'all, man. We cooked up. Let's go.